Your big plan to monetize your skill set and build yourself a six-figure business will not work out except you show up daily. And that's why in this video, we're focusing on week one, the foundation phase. Because once you're able to get this phase right, every other thing will work out. But if you don't, every other thing is going to fall apart. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adeyinka and I help working professionals monetize their skill set and build a six-figure business without quitting their jobs. And right now, I am documenting my entire journey towards landing my own clients by monetizing my business knowledge. And I want to show you how things are working quite well for me so that you are able to replicate the same formula. In my last video, I walked you through the big picture where I laid out my 8-week roadmap towards landing my first client. And in this video, I want us to focus on the very first week because the first week is the foundation phase. This is where you get clear on what you are offering. This is where you get clear on the process. This is where you get clear on your target audience, your industry, you build your transformation statement, and you know exactly what you want to offer to your client. And this phase is super important, and that's why it deserves its own video. Because one thing I've come to realize is if you miss out on this phase, you're going to miss out on everything because you're not going to be clear on exactly what you offer. And when you're not clear on what you offer, guess what? Your clients would not know what to come to you for. And if they don't know what to come for you for, there is no way you can convert your audience into paying clients who can then buy from your business in order to transform their lives. And that's why this phase is extremely important. And so what I did was I took my time last week really setting out things that I needed to do on a day-to-day basis, because it's one thing for you to have that big old plan. If you do not break those plans into smaller chunks, nothing's going to work out. And I know that as an experienced agile coach in my day-to-day work, I understand the importance of breaking down projects into smaller phases and doing something about it on a day-to-day basis, because it's the things that we do every day that leads us to that finish line of achieving our goal. And that's why as we focus on week one, we're not just focusing on the week as a whole, we're going to be focusing on everything we have to do every day and how we intend to show up every day so that we can monetize our skill set and build ourselves a six-figure business. Now for my week one, my goal was to get clear on my offer and understand my target audience. And what I did was to break this down into daily goals. And so I set goals every day that I intend to meet to enable me achieve my goal. And so I'm going to take you through my roadmap so that you're able to see how I broke down my week one into smaller everyday goals, leading to me achieving that goal at the end of the week. All right, so come with me and let's see what that is. So for my week one, my goal, like I said, was get clear on your offer and your ideal client. And my goal was to define my ideal client, the results I want to help them achieve, and the process that I will use. These three factors are super important because once I'm clear on these three things, then it's easy for me to know who I'm looking for, who I'm trying to serve, and what I'm hoping to give to them. Okay, so I broke this down into a 5-day schedule, and every day I blocked out 3 hours to be able to focus on this. And so for day one, my goal was on market research. I wanted to be able to understand my audience. I wanted to be able to understand their pain points. If you watch my last video, you would see where I stated my audience being small business owners in Nigeria. And that was because I have 3 businesses that I currently run in that country. And so it's one thing for you to know that small business owners are your audience. What is their pain point? And even during my research, I came to realize that I can't even just focus on small business owners because that's still a very big puddle. And so I needed to break that further. And I realized I needed to focus on small business owners that were into service-based businesses, because you have some small business owners that sell products and then you have others that sell service. And so during my market research, I was able to uncover that I needed to further niche down into the service-based business. And that's why this phase is very important, because while you're going through this phase, you're able to gain more understanding of your own transformation, of your own offer, and of your own target audience. And once you understand these 3 factors, then it becomes easy for you to be able to transform them and for you to be able to achieve your own goal. Now for day 2, I focused on niche refinement. Like I said earlier, during my research, I uncovered that you have 2 types of small business owners. You have the product-based and the service-based. And so on day 2, After uncovering that fact, it was important for me to then niche down and refine my previous niche. And I understood that I wanted to focus on service-based small business owners, and I was starting from the country Nigeria. Now, it's very important that you go through the steps because these steps help you to uncover more. And the more you know, the better you'll be at transforming the lives of your target audience. Now, on day 3, I spent time crafting my signature offer. And basically, my goal for this day was to be able to understand the exact problem I wanted to solve. Because it's one thing for you to serve business owners. There are different types of problems that they have, and I might not be necessarily skilled in all of the problems that they have. So I needed to uncover the specific problem that I knew that I was very good at, that I could solve for these people. And so I spent the entire of day 3 just crafting my offer, understanding their problem, what can I solve, what their transformation would look like, and what their end result would look like. So where am I taking them from and where am I taking them to? That was basically what I was focusing on day 3. Now, moving on to day 4, I had to start crafting my statement. What is my offer statement going to look like? Now, for this channel, my goal is to help working professionals monetize their skill set and build a six-figure business without quitting their jobs. That is my offer statement. Now, so for my business knowledge that I will be monetizing, I need to be able to craft the same so that I'm able to understand what exactly I'm going to be offering them. Where am I taking them from and where am I taking them to? And so that's what I spent day 4 doing. Now, on day 5, the goal was then to reflect back on my entire week to be able to craft, is there anything that I'm still missing? And then also something else that I focused on for day 5 was to be able to understand where possibly I could find my target audience. Because remember that in our 8-week roadmap, our phase 2 is focused on creating content that is geared towards our target audience. So it's very important in week 1 that we start understanding where our target audience is, right? So if you're looking for them online, what platforms would you see them? Would you find them? And so I was trying to be able to do that math. Are there even people that I know personally that might be interested in this service that I'm offering? And so day 5 was just me trying to craft, the people that I possibly know or the platforms that I believe that I'll be able to find this client on if I don't have anybody on my contact list. So at the end of my week 1, here are the 4 things I was able to get. I was able to create a one-liner that describes my offer clearly. I was able to define my niche. I was able to create 3 core results that I want to help my target audience achieve. And I was also able to draft a rough version of my unique process. So how am I going to offer, this service to my target audience? Now, to be able to make this easier for you to be able to run through, what I'll be doing is I'll be sharing with you exactly what those end results are so that as you're crafting your own, you're able to take a look at what I have to be able to see how you can replicate that for your own niche and your own audience and your own skill set that you're trying to monetize. Now, for my one-liner that describes my offer, this is what it looks like. I wrote, I help Nigerian service-based business owners build structured, scalable businesses that run without them so that they can earn more, work less, and finally enjoy the freedom that they started their business for. Now, all of the research that I did in the course of the week led me to this one-liner, which gives me clarity in terms of who I'm trying to help, the segment of the market I'm trying to help, what I'm trying to help, and what I'm hoping for them to achieve at the end of the day after working with me. Now, remember that day 2, I was focused on refining my niche. And so I was able to define my niche. And then I was able to understand that my niche would be service-based small business owners in Nigeria. And so anyone who runs any type of service-based business is my target audience. And they will range from fashion entrepreneurs to, studio owners, to spa owners. Anybody that is into service-based business basically falls into my category of niche. Now, on day 3, which was the core results I was trying to provide, I was able to figure out that based on what I'm trying to offer, I can then divide them into 3 core results. I can divide them into structure, scalability, and freedom. And basically, I know that you're not trying to definitely, monetize the exact same skill set that I have. So things will look quite different from you. But when it comes to these 3 core services that I'm trying to offer, I actually got it from my overall statement. Remember that my statement says that I help Nigerian service-based business owners build structured, scalable businesses that can run without them. And so when I break down that statement Further down, I'm able to see services that I could offer. If I'm trying to help small business owners build structured, scalable businesses that can run without them, it means that structure will be one of the core services that I'll offer. Scalable businesses will be another service that I'll offer. And freedom, freedom from time, financial freedom, and whatever reason they set out their business for will be something I'm hoping to help them achieve. And so that's how I was able to actually break down my core offer into three services that I knew that I needed to focus in these three sections to be able to get them to that finish line. And so that's how I walked through that process, so that if you're trying to walk through the same process, you can focus on what you're trying to help them with. And based on what you're trying to help them with, you then be able to see, how will I help them with this? So this is what I need to focus on today to help them achieve this goal. Okay. And finally, something else I was able to do, which I'm still going to work on next week, would also be my process, right? How do I want to deliver this offer to them, right? I've been able to define my services as structure, scalable systems, and freedom. Now, what method, what framework, and what process am I going to use? This is going to be my signature offer and my signature framework when I eventually launch, my coaching offer or whatever it is I'm going to be launching with my target audience. So I started a rough draft with that. And so that made my entire 1 week very productive, because now it's no longer vague. It's now streamlined, and I have a better understanding of what I'm trying to do, where I'm trying to go, who I'm trying to offer, and what I'm trying to offer. And this makes the whole difference, because honestly, after going through this week, I felt so much better. I literally went from confused state to clarity, and my clarity was like 100, right? When you're kind of clear and then you go to really clear, my vision was like, correct. And so that's what I'm also hoping to achieve with you as you go through this phase, so that you're able to then gain the exact clarity that you need to be able to move your plan forward. So once you're able to get done with week 1, where you have clarity, the rest of the weeks get a lot easier for you. And then it becomes so much easier for you to start creating your content and giving value to your target audience. So I hope that this video is very helpful as you dig even deeper towards understanding your client and walking through your roadmap leading up to our first client. So I'm wishing you the best, as I wish myself the best, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you very much for watching. As usual, if this is your first time, please feel free to subscribe, feel free to like, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.